Father and son reunited. Great returns to BMO Field. There's storylines aplenty ahead of Saturday night's game for Toronto FC at BMO Field. Los Angeles FC is in town, but first and foremost, those 3 points oh so valuable this weekend. Gareth Wheeler alongside Terry Dunfield. We'll get into some of those storylines in a few moments' time, but TFC sitting 6 points behind, entering the weekend of that sixth and final playoff spot that's held right now by the Montreal Impact. With 8 games to go, really this has to be seen as a must-win match, isn't it?
I agree. I think it is a must-win match. I think it's been a real congested fixture list so far for TFC. 2 tough trips out to the West Coast, San Jose and Portland. I thought it was well measured and calculated from Greg Vanney to just leave out 1 or 2, rest maybe from injury, but I think this game against LAFC, a high-profile club from the West, is so important. And come the end of the weekend fixture, TFC could be just 3 points away from that playoff line if they take all 3 points from LA.
It's all hands on deck, isn't it? Drew Moore looking to return into the 11. Jonathan Osorio fresh off his new contract extension. He looks to be good to go. Fingers are crossed as well on Sebastian Giovinco. The one big storyline, if it wasn't for the must-win situation for Toronto FC, it would be for the first time in their professional careers, father coaching against son. The captain of Toronto FC, Michael Bradley, going mano a mano up against his father, Bob Bradley, the head coach of LAFC. It's going to be a special moment, but really both teams need to come away with the result first and foremost.
They do. I think it's going to be a tough one for Mrs. Bradley to watch. She'll be watching like this, and I think you see two real football men that it's an obsession, and they both love the game. They live, breathe, and eat it. I think Bob Bradley knows exactly how Michael Bradley plays. It'll be interesting to see if Greg Vanney shakes it up a little bit, plays him in a little bit of a different role. But one of the keys to stopping TFC is stopping Michael Bradley, and I think overall this season he's been excellent. He's played almost every minute. I think he's going to be crucial to pulling the strings and TFC getting 3 points tomorrow.
And just piggybacking off that, both of them have had extraordinary careers, Bob in the coaching ranks as well as Michael on the field. So you know that they're going to be exceptionally focused for the task at hand, but hopefully at some point they're just going to be able to kick back and realize what a special moment it actually will be. Also, the return of Steven Beitashour, an MLS Cup winning right back, played for Toronto FC last year, now having a very good season with LAFC. I always joked around with Steven last year that he couldn't score goals. He's actually scored a couple this year.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think he's enjoying his time in LA. He's from California. He'll be going up against his former San Jose teammate in Morrow, bombing down that left-hand side. So that'll be an interesting matchup. And just getting into LAFC a little bit, they're a total footballing team. They love to play out of the back. Simon, their captain, first goal scorer in club history. He's just moved from Dion, so they'll miss him starting attacks out of the back. But they do have Canadian Jakovic, who stepped in for the injured Silva against the Galaxy in their last game.
Carlos Vela leading the way. Mexican international, start at the World Cup, has 9 goals on the season. So let's finish up with this, Terry. How does Toronto FC have success against LAFC, the third place team on 43 points in the Western Conference?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. And I've watched a little bit of LAFC just recently, and they really are a total footballing team. They'll try to play their way out of a whole bunch of situations. They've got a couple of other good midfielders alongside Vela and Benny Feilhaber. I like him. Lee Wynn from New England. So I think that this is a team, if they get their tails up, they can play some good stuff. But if TFC are organized, compact, and difficult to break down, I think breaking from that shape is going to be important.
It's desperation time for TFC. If players are hurt, this is the time to play through it. There's a bye week ahead, and then Toronto FC, the schedule really plays out nicely with requisite rest between games. So it's all hands on deck this weekend for Toronto FC. I want to see that desperation.
And you know what I want to say? I'm looking forward to seeing more of Janssen. I think he's been a great pickup.
Absolutely. So some positive signs on Wednesday for Toronto FC, coming off that win last weekend, hoping for another win at BMO Field this Saturday night. Leave early. The CNE is still going on. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff. You can watch on TSN, listen on TSN 1050.